Hello, everyone. Mark here at Living with the Spirit. And today we are sitting with Art, who has almost completed. He's got 1 day left of his 21-day transformational experience with us. And Art is here today to share a little bit about what he's done, what he's discovered, and a little bit about his own personal background and his experience while being here at the farm on the 21-day transformational journey. So welcome, Art. If you could just tell us a little bit about your background and what brought you here? What made you pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I want to come to Chiang Mai, Thailand, and do the deep inner work"?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I really appreciate being here with you. Um, my background, I live in Canada and in North America. So I'll sort of say that first, since we're in Thailand right now. But yeah, my background, worked in financial services my whole life. Had I guess, more than reasonably successful career, but always kind of struggled with, not feeling I was good enough, even in spite of my, I guess, career success. Um, and that's kind of been with me, most of my life, in terms of struggling, not feeling a good enough father, not feeling a good enough partner in a relationship, et cetera, et cetera. Um, and So I turned 65 in May, and I've been training for an Ironman for 5 years, and was due at that time to complete it in October, which was a bit of a lifetime goal. Um, and I thought, oh, what am I going to do after I complete this Ironman? And what's kind of this final purpose in my life, and what am I going to do? And Started thinking about it, and kind of looked internally, and then kind of, I would say, maybe had a bit of a spiritual awakening in some form. I don't know quite how to
Mhm.
describe that, to be honest. So I started Googling the internet. I had a bunch of conversations with different people around retreats and finding your purpose, and ultimately felt the most comfortable with the team at Living with the Spirit, and booked it. And uh, the clock finally struck 12, as they say, and here I was in Thailand some 6 months later. So
Yeah, you did it.
I did it.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people have a similar feeling, where they've had some success in life, some success in their business, success financially, maybe they've raised a family and so on, but there's always been kind of this deep feeling of incompleteness, or that like you're not quite good enough, or like there's something missing in my life. So, how did the retreat help you to kind of dive into that problem, into that thing you were initially came here to understand?
Yeah, I had an opportunity to work on some of that prior to coming, which was useful in my particular case, and I don't think that is the case of some of the other people that I've talked to here. But For me, it was, I'll say, an interesting journey in terms of your process. And don't know how much I'm supposed to give away of the secret sauce here, but uh, uh, the the process of some of the things that we've done together. And I'll start with the juice cleanse, and kind of like, I didn't really know there's going to be a juice cleanse, and so, and kind of wrapping my mind around that, and um, I'll say surrendering to that process, if you will, um, and accepting that. And I think, things like that. I use that example, which now I can look back on,
Yeah.
on here on my last day, if you will. and see that that was part of the process of surrendering to yourself and I'll say in a spiritual way what comes naturally or what's in your heart or your soul. Um, so at the time, as I'm going through the juice cleanse and detoxing and feeling, not exactly chipper, I can see now how that helped me cultivate and further refine my purpose, if you will. So I don't know if that answers your question entirely, but it's kind of one example of how the process of what you do here from, I'll say, a physical standpoint turns into a mental clarity, spiritual standpoint.
Yeah, and that's exactly the intention of the detox program. So the physical detoxification on the juice protocol and then the fruit protocol is the physical detox, which, like you said, art leads to the emotional detoxification and then the spiritual. So, we kind of have to start with that, even though it might initially be a little bit of a surprise. When you finish it and you look back on it, I think there's like a level of confidence within yourself that is gained from having experienced this, something you previously thought that maybe you couldn't ever do, but here you are and you've done it and you look really great.
Yeah. And then there's a byproduct of, losing a couple pounds. So there you
Right.
go.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the detox a little bit. Can you just share maybe a couple of highlights? Maybe it was a particular session or a particular event or a particular circumstance or a realization that you had. Just some kind of key highlights of your overall experience.
I think some of the other, I'll say, sessions that we did both collectively as a group and individual sessions bring out, I'll say, both healing and I'll say validation for me, and for some other people it may be a discovery
Yeah.
of your true self and what you're meant to do. In particular, kind of the various meditation and healing sessions that we did, and for me in particular, the again, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about the secret sauce, but
You can share about the names of the different sessions and share some
okay.
examples for sure.
The the ones that were most impactful for me were I'll call it the fire sessions
Yeah.
where we were writing letters. I won't tell them who they're to, but I'll say there was a letter writing process, and what I found unique, I've heard other people doing letter writing, but what I think made this particularly um, useful was that you wrote a letter and then you wrote a response to that letter that you would want that person to write to you, or what you thought you wanted to hear, and that I've never done before. I've written letters before, and then obviously the fire ceremony with the letter, but prior to the fire ceremony, having the meditation and the ceremony associated with that, I found spirit in my case coming to, I guess, talk to me in some form, which was enlightening and validating for me.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, art, from the very first fire ceremony. I just remember you tossing your letter into the fire, and I could just tell that you were having a powerful experience. And
Yeah.
hey, we've got one more tonight, and it's a full moon in Leo. I think there's still one more beautiful spiritual experience left for you this evening.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it for sure.
And on the farm, it's kind of like a temple and a sanctuary space, and where we have time where we're, very concentrated in meditation and focused on our healing work. But Art, did you have some fun too while you were here? I heard some laughter throughout the weeks and some big smiles. Tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
some of those things.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. And I don't know if this happens on every retreat, but there was I guess a photo shoot being done of the activity, various activities, and then there was an opportunity for us to get kind of headshots done, personal headshots done, and for me, uh, I was going, oh, do I really have to go get my headshot done? And I'd done this about 100 times in corporate events, so I was thinking, okay, if this is something that they would like to do, I'm happy to support them or whatever. And it's been a wonderful experience, and I'll go do this. And we got in there, and it was the four or three other gentlemen and myself, and uh, and the photographer, and there was no living with spirit employees there actually at the time, and we just started doing it, and somehow it just turned into this wonderful event with four grown men laughing, and trying to make each other enjoy the experience, and then we ended up continuing it outside and doing some shots in a natural setting. And strangely enough, one of the participants was a former model, and so we were laughing at him and how you know just at ease he was in the process, and then that made us at ease, and then we just had a lot of fun with it, which wasn't expecting to happen, and it just reinforced. And I said this to the group later, that it just reinforced that you need to be open, and that's something that we learned here, and just surrender to various opportunities that the universe may present to you, because if you're closed, then you won't be open to what could be a wonderful moment, and that was one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of stepped in towards the end of that to witness some of that, and it really was beautiful to see all four of you guys, coming together and laughing and really sharing with each other, very authentically. And not all of our retreats are men's retreats. So this is a big kind of thing for us to bring four men together. And it's been such a beautiful, heart-opening process. And yeah, we do have the photographer here quite often. And it's one of those things that, it's the same reason why you hire a photographer to shoot a wedding. It's because it's a really special moment. And you're going to take those pictures later and look back at them and say, wow, this was the moment that changed my life. And I'm so glad that I had this picture. And the picture of all four of you guys, I want a copy of that one. That's such a powerful photo of four strong men supporting each other, loving each other, and having fun. But the other picture I want is of you in the ice bath, Art, which was a kind of a rising challenge for you. You want to share just a little bit about that?
Yeah, no, again, strangely enough, in my Ironman training, I'd gone into a number of, I guess I'll call them cold spa tubs or whatever. There's one near my place in Canada, and so I thought, oh, this is not going to be that challenging, but apparently you guys have the water a lot colder than than I had experienced. And so I the first two, I guess we do it once a week.
Yeah.
And for the first 2 weeks, I could step in and stand, and that was about as much as I could handle. And then I said to myself, okay, there's a kind of a 3-part process to this. You go in the cold tub, and then we go in the swimming pond, if you will, and then you go in the steam room. So I said to myself, okay, if you can get all in fully submerged into the hot tub, you can reward yourself by going directly to the steam room and skipping, the swimming pond event. And so on the third week, I got totally submerged, and there was a bit of a photo shoot there,
Yeah.
and then one of the other gentlemen went in, and were, I guess, the two older guys on the retreat, and then I joined him in the hot tub rather, the cold tub.
And the ice bath.
But it felt like a bit more of a hot tub the second time in than the first time in. So there you go. Maybe that was the hot tub reference. And so then he was going to get out. I said, no, you stay in with me. And so we kind of did a photo shoot together with us, our arms around each other, and it was just a great experience.
Yeah, wonderful. It was great to see you finally take that plunge and do so with a big smile on your face.
Yeah, took a maybe 20 seconds to get to the smile, but it was good.
Yeah. Final question, Art. There's a lot of people out there who are, looking for their purpose, questioning what they're going to do with the rest of their life. Maybe they're struggling with some internal things and they're thinking about coming here. What words of wisdom or advice or encouragement would you share with those people who are thinking about doing what you've just done?
Well, the initial thought that runs through my head is the Nike slogan, "Just do it."
Yeah.
That's my initial thought. Just do it. It's been a magical experience for me, one that I will never forget. It allowed me to, I'll call it, amend my personal mission statement and validate that. I know that I've made 3 longtime friends. We've all shared our email addresses. I've already talked to one of the participants who actually has a house down in the southern part of Thailand, and I'm probably going to be renting that from him for next Christmas season. And I think he owns a couple other ones. So he said he'll give me the one on the beach, and so so I'll be back, and more than likely, I'm sure I'll even take a flight up here to spend a couple days with you guys. I've enjoyed it that much, and it's been that worthwhile for me personally. It's been an amazing experience. So if you're thinking about it, quit thinking and just do it.
That's a wonderful sentiment, Art, because that's kind of, one of the things that we teach while you're here is to get out of your mind and into your body and just do it. Just do the juice, just do the ice. And the rewards are magnificent, as you have already experienced. So Art, I just want to thank you for your time on this call. And
pleasure.
I appreciate, the whole experience with you. It's been wonderful to watch you blossom and see the changes and that big beautiful smile that you've got.
Yeah, we all ended up getting nicknames in the photo shoot, and mine was Mr. Colgate. So
very fitting.
All right then. Thank you. Have a good
All
day.
right. Yep. Thanks, Art, and thanks to everyone out there. We'll see you next time.
Namaste.